Hello and welcome to the Weekend Investing Daily Byte of 16th of August. And what a day this was! A complete U-turn in the markets. Nobody was expecting this, but the turn of events that have happened in the last 48 hours has caused this to happen. And we'll discuss more about this. Bulls back with a vengeance. Let's go ahead and discover what happened today. But first, please subscribe to the channel. Where is the market headed? So the Nifty was completely bonkers, 1.65% today. It has crossed now the previous 8 sessions high, a clear signal that the downside is over for now. As I was mentioning, the last 8 sessions, we were waiting for a close which is higher than at least a 2 days high. And it has happened today after a long wait. This is certainly a point of confirmation that this downside that had started the beginning of August is over for now, and the recent lows that we made at 23,800 odd remain the significant bottom going forward. So Nifty closing a very nice 1.65% up. Nifty Junior again 1.82% up. The IFI closes below this average has been countered with a very nice solid move, closing higher, more than 2 days high close above the average 1.82%. Mid caps also coming back 1.82%, 21,298, a resounding sort of return of bulls here. And small caps to some extent 1.7%, not yet above the average, not yet above this congestion zone, but not too bad, coming back to where we were 3 days back. So a lot of the losses that were made in the indices in the last few sessions have been made up. Bank Nifty also trying, not yet able to break out, but a good 1.59% gain on Bank Nifty also. In terms of the trends, you have the 5-day trend of CNX 500 stocks here. So in terms of daily performance, you can see that when we compare 414 stocks have advanced today, and 86 stocks have declined. The CNX 500 itself is up 1.69%, and we are also now comparing in this new format sourced from ET Markets. It is the number of percentage of stocks that are trading above moving average of 20, 50, 100, and 200, and the EMA of 50. So you can see that from a low score of 36%, today we have achieved 40% on the 20-day moving average. From 51%, we've gone to 55% on the 50-day moving average, and the 100 and 200 are yet to be impacted in any big way, and the EMA also is right there. So there is some movement on the shorter time frame, and a few days of similar movement probably will ensure that we are ready to go. You can make out on the heat map itself the kind of green that you see here. ITC up 2%, TCS, HCL Tech, Infosys all up more than 2%. Wipro up 4.2%, HDFC Bank up 1.5%, ICICI up 2.2%. Amazing run of sorts across the board. And in the Nifty Next 50 also, dramatic moves in stocks like DLF 5.5% up, PFC 4.4%, 4.04% up, Bosch, Siemens, Adani Power, BEL, HAL, you name the stock and it was up today. Amazing run. Some losers, yes, but most of it was all gains in terms of sectors. You can see sectorally, IT was leading the pack with 2.9% on one day, real estate up 2.5%, autos 2%, public sector enterprise stocks 1.9%, all sectors up. PSU banks, pharma, energy were up about 1%, but FMCG up 1.5%, consumption also 1.5%. A very nice gain, erasing most of the losses of the last week, and in fact, IT actually posting a 4.7% gain for the week. Real estate all through it was up today. DLF, Oberoi Realty, Brigade, Godrej all doing well. It is now beginning to go up again. after this consolidation of the last couple of months. A good chart of 2.49% up. In terms of the stock spotlight, CDSL up 8.8% today. Yesterday figures were released how Grow, Zerodha and Angel One are continuing to en masse new accounts. Demat accounts are now upwards of 16 crores, while some of the demat accounts may not be active, but the active participation is also going up dramatically. And CDSL in the last month and a half has gone from 22,000 to 2,800 nearly, and that is showing the strength in the market. On the longer term time base, you can see how the breakout happened just before 2024, and it is building on that on the CDSL stock. So coming back to the main story, bulls back with a vengeance. Strong weekly close for Nifty today. You can see here that Nifty has entered the gap that was created last week, closing at above 24509. So now we are just a couple of 100 points again from the previous highs. VIX also collapsed from the August 5th high here, from 23 down to nearly 14. So collapsing of VIX is also a great sign. If you recall, the US markets were battling, narrative of recession just few days back, had corrected 10% from 15 July to 4th of August. And this is S&P 500 index, and there was talk of the yen carry trade being unwound and causing a lot of distress. But very, very suddenly, there has been a change of stance by global markets, the mother market, the US market. We've had inflation below 3% since early 2021, first time. Uh, the expectation was that inflation will remain sticky, retail sales will be down, but retail sales have also increased 1% after a downward revision earlier. So there seems to be a good case that the markets are strong, the inflation is down, so the case for cutting interest rates becomes very, very strong. So suddenly now what was being termed as a uh, almost a make sure or a sure recession few weeks back, suddenly there is cooling of that narrative. The inflation is cooling, solid retail sales figures, as I mentioned, and low weekly jobless claims have caused S&P 500 to bounce back from that recent lows of 5120 to almost 5543, and that also is just a couple of percent now from all-time highs, 8.2% from the very recent lows. Nasdaq is up 12% from the very recent lows. Nobody was expecting this kind of a V-shaped recovery here, and it looks very, very strong going forward. Even in the Japanese market, you can see on the Nikkei 225, there was a fantastic support taken at the very trend line here, a pin bar kind of a candle on the weekly, and a very strong weekly move on the Japanese market, also nullifying all the losses from the previous weeks. The weak US dollar index is also causing a nice strong push for emerging markets upwards, and that we are able to see in India also. Within the sector, CNX IT is cashing on all these cues. So Nasdaq is up, and strong cues from the overseas market make sure that IT is running very, very rapidly. In fact, IT stocks, the CNX IT is very near an all-time high, very, very rapidly from this fall, and that is percolating into the performance of the stocks also. Since 4th of June to 2024, the election day result, you can see that Nifty is up 11.6%, while IT stocks, CNX IT is up almost 27%. That has been the outperformance on the IT. So this is where we are. The Nifty looks like to be on a very, very strong wicket again. Some results are trickling in, some monthly data has trickled in. There is more data also from the US markets on interest rates. The next outlook will be of the US elections on a big way, and the data cuts from where we are, the interest rate cuts probably are going to determine where we go next. What do you think about this? Do let us know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.